Hello, so I'm Brian Burns, here to interview Carol Brewer. Tell me, what was your inspiration for starting the Blue Moon Gallery?
My husband, John Brewer, and I had a life-changing experience. And he just so happened to have a warehouse that he was using to do mechanical work. And he also was in the process of opening another business with a partner at a different location. So one day I actually was standing in front of his warehouse and I thought to myself, what can I do? What can I do now? Because of this life-changing experience, that question was at the surface. And so I actually heard a voice speak to me and say, open the gallery here. So I said, oh my God, the location is not perfect. It's going to be an uphill ladder, but at the same time I thought, my God, Peter Chedester can paint again. We'll get him to open the gallery. We'll open with him, and my husband will build it, and I will run it. Mm-hmm. And that's how it started. And from that moment on, yes, it was desire, it was passion, it was work, because we had to build it. And through that time period of about a year in 2005, we were in the process of building one room at a time. And during that process, we were blessed constantly with doors, drywall, mud, paint, and plants. People would bring things to us. My husband would find things, and he's really very good at building anything. If I asked him for something, he would build it. So, he did a beautiful job. He was an architect major, a music major. He also works in metal, so he has an artistic mind, so he works well and blends well with the gallery. So he and I run it now. Mm-hmm. And we've been open, this will be our 8th year. So,
yeah,
passion is everything, but it's desire, passion, plus action. Mm-hmm. It just doesn't come, it is. And one by one, artists walked through the door, and they were wonderful, and they wanted to be there, and I wanted them to be there, and we would have shows once a month, and then I started collecting the East Gallery Blue Moon Artist Collective. That's what we call it now, and that's artists that are with me year-round. Mm-hmm. And so there's a special gallery for them.
What's been the most rewarding experience that you've had since you've opened the Blue Moon?
Very interesting question. I think it's because I wake up happy every morning. Mm-hmm. I wake up happy every morning, and it's because of the people and the artists and the inspirations and their gifts and their talents, and that we, John and I, get to share that with Sacramento or the world, because we're on web, internationally. Mm-hmm. We're known. People have purchased work from us from Switzerland all the way through, down to the Bay Area, across the United States, as well as Sacramento, mm-hmm. And surrounding communities. But that's a good question. That's a really good question. Yeah, mm-hmm. I think all the love.
Yeah.
And that each person would like to be participate in doing something really wonderful, and they found that the Blue Moon was a wonderful place to mm-hmm. contribute.
And that love is important.
And the love is it.
Yeah.
That is the most important. That's, we started with love, and the love of one another, John and I, the love of doing something, and the love of our community, and basically the love of art.
And on that note, like expanding on it, what has been the most important thing for you as you've been running the gallery? Like, what has been important for you to carry forward, and just important that you've learned from this experience?
That with that I actually had to stay focused. I was the boat, that I was not the waves, that I was the boat, and I was going this direction. And if you want to go on the boat with me, you can come on the boat with me. But I really was not interested in any waves. That we were going in this direction, and we were going forward, and that those who just really wanted to show their art and experience the ambiance of the Blue Moon Gallery and participate and give positive energy, they were welcome to be a part of our group. And so anyway, that was to stay in integrity. To every time you go to accomplish the next month's show, you must duplicate. The art is different. The artist is different. And we worked with that. We work with that in presenting the show. But there's a duplication in how we proceed every single month with every show that stays consistent. And we stay in integrity. That's really the most important part. How we treat people, and we want them to know that they are worthy of our love for them, you know, but vice versa. You know. I don't know.
What's been that okay? I don't know. What's been your favorite part of working with all of these different artists?
You know, what amazes me the most is that's a really interesting question. I think that, you know, a person looks at a painting and sees water and, that's just water, you know, people can critique. But go to paint like that person, and it's not possible. And so I am always amazed by the artist's talents and gifts. So I am there really supporting and cheering that on. Their gifts. Yeah. Did I answer the question?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I just lost my train of thought there for a second.
I love the conversations. I love breaking bread. I love having a glass of wine and dinner with an artist. It's always interesting, and they always have stories. Their stories are of their life are some tragic, and their art brought them through it. Their art did that for them, and it certainly passed beyond the tragedies. Their art became alive, you know, full of life, and this is how I feel about life, not how life is making me feel. You know, and I love that turning point and seeing that in the art. So, yeah, I love being around them.
Yeah. You mentioned that you like talking to artists about how the art has impacted their lives. What impact has it had on your life?
Oh, I feel full and rich and fortunate beyond belief to be surrounded by it. You know, there's so much talent in Sacramento. Untapped talent. You know, you're very talented.
Thank you. I try.
Yeah. And you have heart, and I think that's a beautiful thing too. Heart, and the mind and the gift, recognizing the gifts. No, I love being around all of the art. I think the most for me was it has been an education for me, because I was naive walking into the industry. You know, I certainly was not an artist per se. I was not professional, and so I'm glad I was naive. I really am. And then I was open to listen to all the different people that came into my life at that time that were supposed to be there. Kenneth Potter, Candy Thompson, Dorothy Champion, Gary Miller, you know, Patricia Williams. I mean, just some fabulous, fabulous people. I'm not even mentioning all of them. Jim Klein, you, Marie Dixon is a live wire. I love
Mhm.
her. I love her love of everybody.
Mhm.
But Kenneth Potter was the one that really instructed me on the professionalism of the art gallery, the business, the agent, the curator, by being who he is
Mhm.
and what he's gone through in his life. And he certainly is the epitome of the professional artist, you know, but genuinely sweet and kind as a human being. He actually led me in the right directions.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I really am grateful for him.
What are a couple of your favorite experiences of running the Blue Moon?
I think when we had a workshop one day, it was on hands, and the 1,000 bowls feed the hungry,
Mhm.
and people were outside. Grown-up people were outside. Children were there too, but the grown-ups were acting like children, thrilled and happy and doing something in unison, and being artistic. As this gentleman offers his bowls, you know, that he has thrown himself. It was very moving for me. That and it was fun. And then a year later, we sell them, and everybody comes, and everybody wants their bowl, and everybody wants maybe 3 bowls so that they can give to other people and tell the story.
Mhm.
So it's the story. Yeah, that was wonderful that night. We also had. In the gallery, this was different. It was amongst the art, but it was, we had a harpsichord concert,
Mhm.
and that was remarkable. We had Frank Zamora, an artist who loved Kenneth Potter, filming Kenneth talking and doing a slide presentation of the history of his life, his work. And we had an audience, and there, 50-some people. That's all we could fit in the gallery. That was a remarkable experience.
Mhm.
So, every day, when somebody walks through their door and their mouth drops open and goes, "Oh my gosh, this is so fabulous!" That's what I love
Mhm.
too. Am I answering everything?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. My husband, who stays with me and constantly works and does the work it takes to put a show on,
Mhm.
you know, and that he serves people food on second Saturday, that he
Mhm.
does that with his heart.
What's the biggest obstacle that you had to overcome in running the gallery?
Oh, I think it was remembering to send in, getting on board with the press releases, and to keep, you know, have all the dates
Mhm.
memorized, so to speak, and make it a habit. I think that was the most difficult part of it.
Mhm.
As far as getting artists in, it was not difficult. As far as decorating outside or putting plants or touching paint up, or that is not difficult.
Mhm.
It's just part of it. It's just something you have to do. I think I think it was just the pattern of learning how to do the press releases in Sacramento,
Mhm.
and to do it correctly, and to be respectful to the artist always, every time,
Mhm.
making sure I was in the ticket. You know, the Sacramento Bee is so fabulous, and then Sacramento News and Review, and the Sacramento magazines, Inside Publication. I mean, all of them have different schedules, so it was really important to get that high resolution JPEG and into the press.
Mhm.
So that was the hardest part.
Mhm.
I don't know. I'm a hard worker.
That's important.
Discipline.
Mhm.
Having discipline.
Yeah, all important things.
Mhm.
Are there any last ideas or things that you want to share, last little tidbits to maybe make a little bit of an impact on people?
Oh, I don't know. I just think I'm really, really happy.
Mhm.
I think that we have to. Oh, I know what I'll tell you. This is something Kenneth told me. He said everybody needs something to do,
Mhm.
something to look forward to, and someone to love. And I think that that's really important, especially looking forward to something. And I always have something to look forward to. So
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah, those are all very important things
Yeah.
to kind of have that reason, that
Yeah.
desire.
Yeah.
Mhm.
My family's so proud of me. It's really amazing because, to have my own business, there's no entrepreneurs in our family,
Mhm.
but they're beginning to be.
Mhm.
So I really like the fact that I've inspired my family as well.
Mhm.
So it's really
Yeah.
nice. I didn't expect that. So.
I think that's a great note right there to kind of end on. I
Yeah.
don't want to like devalue that. So,
Thank you.
Uh,
Thank you so much.
thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay.